Hey YouTube, Gecko guy here. Going to be doing a little kind of wrap up and I guess review my thoughts, kind of a thing on the Mobius action camera. So, Mobius action camera. Yes, mine did take a little bit of a beating because I kind of crash landed my airplane, but it's got your basic power mode and record. So, there we are. And right now it's flashing because there's no SD card in it. But I guess a downside to this is you need to buy a separate SD card, which actually that can be a good thing because it lets you choose which one that you want. So I have a 64 gigabyte SanDisk Ultra as well as a 32 gigabyte. Mostly because I bought these two because like I have my quadcopter that can shoot video as well, so it was really cool to get like a picture-in-picture for it. And these SD cards, the 64 gigabyte SD card is like a little over 30 bucks, and I think the 32 was just about $20. And you know, it comes with like this nice little tripod stand, but it's really nice. It's not like one of those really cheap Gorilla ones that I personally just did not care too much for. So then, you know, it's got like a 1/4 inch standard threading, and I put Velcro on mine so I can attach it to things like my RC transmitters and my airplanes. So it doesn't fit the best in here, but if it didn't have this Velcro, it would fit a lot better and a lot smoother in here. But as you can see, it can still fit in there quite nicely. Whoops. Now there is a charging cable, and it's just as simple as just plugging into a USB port and charging it that way. I do have like separate wall adapters that allow me to plug in USB chargers and stuff. Now these SanDisks, they also come with like a little adapter, but I choose to use a card reader. This is a Dynex, I believe, 7-in-1 reader. SD and like SDXC, SDHC, stuff like that. Just what most people really use. There's mixed reviews on this one, but for what I've put it through, it reads just fine. Now you're able to do like FPV and other stuff like that, although I don't particularly care for FPV because I don't have the money for it. And then, you know, I use it for like my jerry-rigged hat cam, although what I think I'm going to do is just get rid of this rig altogether and just like stitch on some Velcro right here. It might work a little better, it might look a little cleaner that way. But you guys have seen me use this in like several of my videos. So right there we got like a little mic. This is like the regular lens. They do have a wide angle lens, but what do I think of that? Well, I don't know, because I don't own the wide angle lens and I'm not going to buy it to review because I obviously already have my Mobius action cam, so I don't need another one. I did buy a replacement shell, and all these little accessories and upgrades, I guess you could say, minus the SD cards, are like under 10 bucks each. Like this little Gorilla thing was like $5 bucks. This an extra one of these is like about the same. So be sure to see my first unboxing. Well, it wasn't really like a formal unboxing because there's really no packaging to go with it. They just kind of ship you the camera. So there is also software that they include where you can change the settings if you want to run 1080p or 720p. I think I'm going to do like separate videos on that, how to hook it up via webcam, because this can also be a webcam, because I have a $2,200 PC rig that does not have a webcam, and I'm like, well, I can just use this, and it looks very crystal clear. Yeah, this looks pretty clear on here. And you know, why don't you take a look through some of my videos, and I'll try to do like a little like test shot of it. It doesn't necessarily perform well in low light conditions, but I don't really expect it to. So when you're out shooting with this thing, try to film in, like, you know, where there's plenty of light, like plenty of natural sunlight. Generally I don't go shooting with the Mobius Action Cam when the sun starts to set. Like, I try to do all that at the beginning. You know, there is also a more in-depth and more technical review by Techmoan. This is just kind of like my thoughts, and you know, this is a perfect alternative to the GoPro. It's a lot smaller, and me personally, I just don't like the GoPros. I've seen them, I've seen the reviews, I've seen like test footages, and it doesn't seem too appealing to me. A downside to it for us RC users is it's not waterproof, but I honestly don't mind for that. I'm not too big into running my camera equipment through water. That's just me. You might not feel the same about that, but it's very small compared to the GoPro. And the GoPro, yes, I know it's very well known, but for $300, I just kind of have to say no. For all of this, it's about $100, and it's an awesome camera. So at the end of this video, I'll kind of do like a little bit of a test footage. I'll just walk around my backyard in my house here, and these two cards are pretty much the same. It's just a different capacity. So be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And, you know, if you've got one of these, tell me what are your thoughts on this, and did this review help you to kind of pick out the Mobius Action Camera? See you guys again. Thanks for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the little bit of test footage. Okay, so we're outside in my backyard with the Mobius Action Camera. It's kind of pointing it around here. It is rather windy, so I'm guessing it's gonna pick that up. Now, there's no viewfinder, so I can't really tell where I'm pointing right now, but I'm assuming right now I'm pointing at that tree. Alright, so there's that, walking around. So, yeah, now let's go in my garage. It's a little darker in there. See how that performs. My sister's cool art projects here. Alright, so this is about as dark as it gets as of right now, and yeah, so there we go. Perfect little camera for running RCs with.